Maroon Golf.
Hi guys, it's Nate from Maroon Golf back with another video for you about your warm-up routine on the day that you are going to play your round of golf. I want to give you the best opportunity to go low, and to do that, you're going to want to warm up the right way. So let's get into it. The first thing that I want to do is draw a comparison between practice and warm-up. Practice and warm-up are two different things, and here's what I mean by that. Practice,
we're in here talking about practice.
Practice is when you go throughout the week, maybe go to the driving range or the short game facility and actually work on things in your game extensively. You might be changing a swing path, you might be changing a setup routine, something like that, that you're working on building muscle memory into your golf swing so that you can adopt a change into your swing. The difference between that and warm-up is that warm-up is assessing what game you brought to the course that day. And the difference mentally is you are looking to change things potentially in practice, whereas in warm-up, you're not really looking to change too much. You're just trying to get a gauge of how you're hitting the ball that day. You have to play the game that you brought to the course that day. And I think that's a distinct difference that people need to recognize, is that you're not practicing before your round, you are warming up. So let's talk about the proper way to warm up before your round so that you will have a good amount of information on how well you're hitting the ball in all areas of the game before you line it up on the first tee. So I know not everyone is able to get to the driving range before they play, but at minimum, what I would say is you want to hit about 10 golf balls at minimum before you play. And here's how I would divide those. I would take about 4 with a short iron, 4 with a mid to long iron, and 2 to 3 driver swings. That's it. You know, you can vary those by 1 or 2 each way, but at minimum, you want to be able to see a couple of swings with each of those types of clubs to get an idea of how you're hitting those clubs that day. And keep in mind, every swing you take is going to, you know, kind of drain that energy that you're going to need on the 16th, 17th, and 18th hole. So you don't want to do too much where you're burning yourself out, but enough that you're getting your muscles loose, that your body is moving a little bit, you're feeling comfortable standing over the ball, and just a routine that you can kind of visualize when you're going to step up to that first tee and have to hit a driver or a tee shot to get your round started. So as a reminder, our YouTube channel is here to provide relatable golf content to the casual and avid golfer. And if you like that sort of thing, be sure to subscribe to the channel, hit a like on the video, and make sure to let us know what you think of it in the comments. We'd love to have you along for the ride. Let's get into it. So after you're done with the driving range, I would head over to the chipping and putting area, and I would hit at least 10 chips onto the putting green. These can be, and if I had to divide them up, I would say I would hit 5 from the rough and 5 from the fringe or fairway area. I would want to get comfortable with how the ball is coming out of the rough that day and how it's releasing once it hits onto the green. Same with the fairway, just to get a sense of how hard you need to bring that club through, how much extra, speed you're going to put on the club head when you're coming through the rough versus the fairway, just to give you guys a sense of different lies. Because out on the course, you're going to face both of them. And you want to get at least some comfort level of knowing, okay, I need to hit this a bit harder. I saw this at the chipping green beforehand. It's in the rough, so I'm going to need to bring my club through a little bit quicker. Just enough that you can gauge that you're not going in blind when you have your first chip from the rough and you go ahead and blade it through, or you send it way over the green, and now you're left with the same thing coming back, basically a penalty stroke. You don't want to do that to yourself. Give yourself 5 chips from the rough and 5 chips from the fairway in order to get warmed up. Now, the last piece of this is putting. And then we're going to add on some pieces if you have time after this. But putting is a minimum. You're going to want to hit at least, in my estimation, 10 putts. You're probably going to want to hit 5 lags from about 25 to 30 feet or more, where you can just get a sense of the speed of the green, how much the ball is rolling, things of that nature. I'm not worried too much about line when I'm looking at putting for warming up. I'm worried all about speed. How do the greens look that day? How hard do you have to hit it? You want to get a sense of that into your body before you go and have to hit that first putt. There's nothing worse than lining up over the putt, that first putt that you have for the day, and having no idea how hard you have to hit the ball. It's a terrifying feeling. Don't do that to yourself. Now, you can certainly spend more time on the green. There is no diminishing return in hitting more putts. I think that can only serve to help you, but I understand, we have time constraints and you actually have to get out onto the tee to play your round. But spend a little bit more time on the putting green and a little less time on the range is my overall recommendation for warming up. Some places will have a sand area or a bunker practice area. I would highly recommend hitting at least 5 shots out of this area. Bunkers are a criminally under-practiced area of amateur golf, and we just avoid hitting out of there as often as we can because we don't like it. It's hard to do. We don't take the time to practice, but if you can get a sense of how to hit the ball out of the bunker, that is going to pay dividends in the instances that you do find the bunker during your round. You're going to have a little bit of feel, and you're going to have a little bit of sense of how the ball is coming out of that sand trap. It can only serve to help you. It's an area that not a lot of people practice because it's difficult and we like to avoid those things, but I would encourage you to get in there and hit at least a few balls to get a sense, hey, I either can't do this today or, okay, I think I can do this today. I should be okay if I just hit it this way out of the bunker. We're looking at a 15-minute warm-up routine to touch on every area of the game before you go and play your round so that you can maximize the efficiency of the round that you're playing and go as low as you possibly can while you're out there. Nobody likes to go out and start with an opening hole double bogey and then feel like your round is already off the rails before it started. Do yourself a favor, set yourself up for success in your round by getting out to the course about 15 minutes early and following that warm-up routine to get going. Hey guys, if you like this video and you want to see more of this content going forward, be sure to hit that subscribe button. Make sure to drop a like on the video. Leave us a comment about what your warm-up routine is, and maybe the things that have served you well. That's just a warm-up routine that's worked for me, and I hope it helps you. But if you've got a different approach, I'd love to hear it. In the meantime, go out there and go low, guys. We'll see you.
See you around, Maroon Golf.